Y'all, this is the Standout Podcast where everyone and anyone could be a standout. And today, I got one of the bigger artists coming out CT right now. He goes by the name of Persian X. What's up, bro? How you doing?
What's up? What's up? I'm glad you had me here. Thank you.
Bro.
Standout Podcast. Let's get it, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We definitely coming out. I got a couple people here with me.
Right.
They want to expose their name too. We here.
Yeah,
Thank you for having
me.
me.
Man.
Yes,
No
sir.
problem, man. I seen the way you're moving. You know, you guys are all together and you guys all make music together, push things together.
Right.
Tell me about this movement and the wave you got going on right now.
The movement right now is we all just working. I got an album coming out.
Right.
Kiana. Make sure you guys stay tuned.
Hell yeah.
We all have certain projects coming out individually.
Right.
You know, so we all just kind of moving as a team, but moving individually too as well. Okay. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know, talk to me. You've had a lot of longevity in this game. You started way back when, and this has been going on for a little while now.
Yeah.
You know
It's
what
crazy.
I'm saying?
Yeah, it's crazy. This has been going on, I want to say, for like 15 years.
Yes.
This has been going on for like 15 years, and now I'm kind of getting that exposure.
Right.
And I want to appreciate these guys, because without them, I wouldn't be here. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate these guys. I love these guys to death.
Yes, sir.
I've been doing this for 15 years, so the fact that everybody now is just listening to the music is just a
crazy,
blessing.
huh?
It's a blessing to me. It's just
yeah.
a blessing. So I appreciate that. Definitely, 100%.
You know, 15 years in the game will teach you a lot of things.
Yeah,
different
definitely.
Styles, different ways of music.
Everything.
You know, listening back all the way to I'm Not Sorry to now, and just listening all the way back on your SoundCloud discography, you've changed a lot. You've morphed a lot. Your life has morphed a lot. You know, how has it been maneuvering in music and just learning from your past transgressions, your past music into now?
Okay, so at first, I was a singer.
Right.
And especially growing up in the church and choirs and shit like that, I was singing.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Especially growing up with my grandmother, you know?
Right.
Shout out to my grandmother too. I just grew up singing.
Right.
So when I actually moved to Hartford,
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'm looking at all the local artists. I'm looking at how they maneuver. And how, and how people listen to them because they're rapping.
Right.
So what I try to do is incorporate the singing into the rapping.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So I can be versatile. So that's all I've been doing. You get what I'm saying? That's all. Yeah. That's all I've been
you
doing.
know, and that's the crazy thing about you and just your music in general.
Right.
Is I was listening to Just Sex on the way here, and it's amazing to me how you can find the melody in rapping and you can find the melody in singing as well.
Right.
So obviously being able to do both those things, you know, how have you been able to, you know, kind of merge both things and then kind of use yourself as a collaboration, even maybe help other artists in a way of trying to find those melodies and things like that?
Honestly, bro, it's hard.
Right.
It's super hard. Like, just from these guys right here that I'm with, they're crazy. They rap, the way they make songs. Yeah, you get what I'm saying? So it's just, I had to incorporate that into my singing.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So we came a long way, and we still going, and we still driving hard.
Right, driving hard.
Yes, sir.
You know, you've dropped a lot of singles. You put out, I think, an EP around the way. It seemed like that on SoundCloud.
It seemed like that. It definitely seemed like that, yeah.
You know, talk to me about the singles game and just trying to play with the audiences and just knowing how to promote yourself and knowing how to maneuver in this era. Because it's a little bit hard to try to, you know, always, you know, put something out, look at it, see how it's going, and then try to go off that.
Right. So shout out to the people that's doing it on their own.
Right.
Because it's not easy.
No.
You get what I'm saying? Like I said, I've been doing this for 15 years, and now I'm getting exposure. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So shout out to people that's just doing it on their own, promoting on their own. Shout out to all the local artists too.
Right.
Because Hartford, it's small, but it's big.
Big at the same
time. You get what I'm saying? So it's huge talent out here.
Right.
You know, so consistency is the main thing.
Main thing.
Being consistent. If you can be consistent, then you got it. You get what I'm saying? It don't matter how your songs sound.
Right.
It don't matter if you good or not.
Right.
Be consistent. Invest in yourself.
Right.
That's what we all trying to do right now.
Right.
Be consistent. Have faith.
Right.
Be positive, and be confident, and have fun too at the same time.
That's what I'm saying. You know,
of course.
Over 15 years, a lot of times you could lose the fun and you could lose the foresight of making this a career because it kind of becomes a job.
Exactly.
Right? You know what I'm saying? So tell me how, you know, through the consistency, everything like that, you've kept a level head and you kind of kept your guys into it and you kept everybody in the studio and kept that cohesive unit. Because after 15 years, things could break down.
Right. Exactly.
You know?
So like I said, it just goes back to me just doing it by myself at first.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Doing it by myself and then just having a team behind me.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So it's always good to have a team.
Right.
Motivation, you gotta want it.
Yeah.
You have to want it. If this is not what you want to do, then you get what I'm saying? I don't want to say quit, but if this is not what you want to do, then don't do it.
Yeah.
This is what I want to do.
Right.
You know? Yeah.
And the best thing I think about your team and just you having a team is the thing I've talked to. I had an interview with Miggs, and it's something that he said that I love.
I seen everybody, that interview too. I seen that interview.
Everybody plays their position.
Yeah,
exactly.
Exactly.
So tell me how important that is. Of like, yes, I'm the singer, I'm the rapper, but this guy's holding the camera. This guy knows how to book the shows.
Right.
Tell me how much pressure that takes off you and just being able to make your music and do your craft.
Honestly, it's no pressure.
Right.
Because I have that confidence.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? So,
yes, sir.
And I know the team I have behind me.
Right.
So, and I know what they can do. I know their talent.
Right.
So it's no pressure at all. You get what I'm it's no pressure. You just have to have that confidence.
Right.
That's all it is.
You know, and having that unwavering confidence also streams into your music, man. I mean, getting into a lot of those different songs you have and different things you have, you move around a lot in terms of music. You don't stay in the same place. You kind of move out of different boxes, different vocal ranges, all that different type of stuff. Of course. Obviously, you being in the church, obviously you dealing with R&B, rap, all that different stuff.
Yeah, of course.
Where would you like to go probably with this album? What can you tell your fans where you're going and where you're headed in terms of sound and style?
What I would tell my fans is just stay tuned.
Right.
Because especially growing up in the church, people like singing, people like rapping.
Right.
And that's what we're doing right now with the music.
Right.
So we're all trying to be versatile.
Yes,
we're
sir.
all trying to just make pop. Pop is crazy right now.
Right.
Afrobeats is crazy right now.
Yes.
African music.
Right.
Jamaican music is crazy right now. And we not trying to stay in one lane.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm not trying to stay in one lane. That's why when you listen to my music, you don't see I'm just in one lane.
In one lane.
Yeah.
Yeah, and talk to me, you know, how important that is to be kind of open-minded and just being able to do a lot of other things creatively in a space where people are just making like music for TikTok or just making music for a specific crowd, being able to hit different audiences and do different things.
Honestly, you got to talk to your team.
Right.
Whoever, say if you're making music and you shown it to one of your friends or whatever, let them get an input on it. You know,
right?
I think you should do this. I think you should do that. You get what I'm saying? You could talk to people. You could just talk to people. You know, and then see what they like, and just go off that.
Well, yeah, and I think that's an important value too. Talk to me a little bit about this too. You know, in CT right now, we're starting to open back up. You know, COVID closed us down and stuff like that.
Right.
How would you like to take this in front of people and on stages and stuff like that? Bring the Wick Boyz with you. Like, what do you think about the performance value and maybe being able to bring this Kiana album and the rest of these songs in front of people in Connecticut? Like, how much are you itching to do that?
Well, I feel like everybody should stay safe.
Right. I feel you.
That's the number one thing. Right. Everybody should just stay safe.
Right.
As far as the music wise, they're gonna listen.
Of course.
And if you have certain fans, they're gonna come to your shows.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? But being safe is the number one thing.
Right.
Yeah.
I get you. You know, and in terms of TikTok too, I do see you do numbers on there and things like that, and
Yes, sir.
you're trying to move your music as much as possible through there. Tell me, how have you found that algorithm? For a lot of people, it's hard to maneuver that algorithm and put your songs in places and make sure that song moves. Is it just back to the consistency factor, or are you finding different ways to play with your music, different ways to put skits with your music? Like, what are you doing with that?
Honestly, it just goes back to previously what I said.
Right,
Consistency.
Yeah, consistency.
Consistency.
I feel that.
There's new apps coming out, and I feel like a lot of people should tune into those apps instead of just being in one app. You get what I'm saying? So you have to expose yourself.
Right.
And that's what I want to do with these guys. Shout out to them and myself. And you too. Thank you.
No problem, man. No problem, man.
You too. Thank you.
You know, and in terms of this too, you know, you had a few visuals out. You know, you were trying to move those. You know, I think your music is so potent. I did look. You didn't have too many visuals out, but tell me, is it? I hear from a lot of CT artists they want a different budget.
Right.
They may want to play with different videographers. You know, how important is the visual and just putting it out there and meshing it with the music?
Well, for anybody who's making music, they got to see you.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So sometimes it's hard for people to, if you working just a job, it's hard for people to, you feel me? You get what I'm saying?
Right. I get you.
Visuals is important. People have to see you. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That's what we all are working on right now. Visuals.
Working on that.
Music videos, everything. You know, so that's the main goal too.
So obviously you say you're coming out with an album.
Yes.
Kiana.
Yes.
You know, I ain't
Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
I ain't gonna lie, man. It seems like, you know, the women have really inspired you to write these albums and write these songs.
What?
You know what I'm saying?
Of course. Shout out to them too.
Shout
out to them.
So talk to me a little bit, if you can, about this album and just about, you know, maybe how past heartbreaks have helped you kind of break that algorithm.
Damn.
Talk to him. Talk to him.
Heartbreaks, I'm not gonna get into. We're not gonna get into the heartbreaks, but the reason why I named this album Kiana is because I had a sister that passed away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
God bless.
And I want to just name this album after her.
Right.
So it's not that deep, but to some people they might think to some people they might think it's that deep.
You know, and obviously picking back off that, I didn't know the reminiscence of the album. You know, obviously doing this album and, you know, pushing it forward, doing it, you know, in a way. Obviously, I lost my mom. Right now, I'm having a hard time doing the album.
I'm sorry about that.
No problem.
I'm sorry
you know
about
what I'm saying? Doing that album. No, thank you. But you know, doing that album. You know, when you start doing music is therapy, right? I think that's therapy for all of us.
Of course.
You know, obviously
100%.
in the process of doing this album, obviously as I'm going through it, I'm noticing maybe things that have been unturned, different things creatively I want to do.
Yeah.
You know, talk to me maybe about that one song or that one thing creatively that you've learned about yourself and going through this album.
Damn. It's a whole bunch of songs. I'm not even gonna lie. It's mad songs. I actually put my heart into it. I got a song out right now called Hopeless. Featuring Twizzy the Poet. That's my guy right here.
Right.
And it just explains a lot.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like the people could relate to that. You know?
Yes.
And that's my goal every day.
Right.
When I make my music, I want people to relate to it.
Yeah.
I put my heart in my lyrics.
I think that's the biggest issue right now is I think the artists aren't talking to the beat anymore.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right. It's just a vibe.
It's just a vibe. I think we all go into the studio and look to chase that viral hit rather than actually talking to the beat.
Yeah.
You do that on a lot of your records. You know what I'm saying? Also
I appreciate that.
No problem, man.
Thank
also you. Talked about that, you know, in terms of writing and actually pushing your pen and doing that nowadays rather than just going in the studio. I understand there's a punching in part.
Of course.
But just being able to actually still write it down, feel your lyrics, and actually put it to the people.
Okay, so first and foremost, what I do with my music is definitely talk about what's in the world right now too.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
And then try to relate to people because you can make music for yourself.
Right.
But when you get too deep into making music, you want to make music for other people.
Right.
And gravitate to them and how they feel.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So that's all we've been working on.
You know, and I think that's the important part with every, artist, and especially in your 15-year tenure, is trying to use whatever's going on around you.
Of course.
Trying to use what's inside.
Of course.
Obviously, through this 15 years, you're dropping an album now. I don't know if this is a debut for you.
This is a debut for me.
This is a debut.
This is a debut.
So after 15 years of being in the game, this is your first debut. Tell the artists at home how to take their time with creativity, man.
Damn. You just have to, you could be patient, but be consistent if it makes sense.
Right.
Take time with your music. That's all we've been doing this whole time for a couple of years now.
Right.
So taking time with your music is definitely an important part.
Right.
I put my heart in my lyrics.
Right.
So whatever I'm feeling, I'm saying.
Right.
And I feel like that's what all upcoming artists should do.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So, yeah.
And talk about that too. That being the tagline of your brand, put my heart in my lyrics.
Right.
Where did that line come from? Was that just
it's so crazy, bro, because I came up with that.
Really?
Yes. Putting my heart in my lyrics. I came up with that.
Right.
Yeah, because that's what I do.
That's what you do.
And that's what these guys do too.
Right.
Shout out to them. I'm gonna continuously shout out these guys because without them I wouldn't.
Right.
Right.
So and I had a question, there's 4 chambers in a heart, right?
Right.
So obviously if you put your heart in your lyrics,
right.
What 4 chambers musically would you put into your heart to make it pump?
Damn. 4 chambers.
Right.
I wanna say, this is what I love.
Right.
I grew up on this.
Right.
I'm not the only person in my family that makes music.
Right.
It's just
it's a complex question.
Yeah, it's a complex question. It definitely is a complex question, but I'm born for this.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? I'm just born for this.
Having that unwavering confidence and things like that is what, helps out the whole brand of Persian.
Right.
Talk to me too, when I was talking and interview, like trying to research you, a lot of people ask me, why that name? What's the significance around that name?
Okay, so the name actually came from a song.
Okay.
And Party Next Door song. The song was Persian Rugs.
Okay.
And that was my name at first.
Right.
Persian Rugs. And then I just switched it to Persian X. Persian X. Yeah, that's all it was. It's not super complex. That's all it was.
I feel you. Even talking about your influences, then obviously Party Next Door had to be one. You can hear a little bit of it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But in terms of influences and stuff like that, you're kind of wide range. So can you pick just maybe 2 main influences from both the hip hop and the R&B side that kind of bring this all together?
Damn,
for you?
Just 2?
Yeah.
Damn, just 2. Damn. Well, when I was saying I grew up singing, I definitely want to say Drake is number 1. Trey Songz. Okay. I don't know if anybody knows.
You could go further. I just want to see which both sides were most important when putting this together.
Trey Songz. Damn, that's so crazy. Lil Wayne, of course.
Oh, okay.
With the metaphors,
Hell yeah.
I gotta work on that too. Damn, Travis Scott is up there. Damn. Kanye West. It's a whole bunch of people. Who else do we got? I want to say his name, but I don't want to say his name.
Oh,
but he's dope.
Well, you can't
Kid
say
Cudi is dope.
Okay,
Kid Cudi is dope.
Kid Cudi, all right.
It's a whole bunch of influences, bro.
Yeah,
it's a whole bunch to.
It sounds like, every time I listen to your music, I'm like, I don't know where he's gonna go. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like that gumbo pot that we just keep mixing it and coming out.
I appreciate. That's what we're working on. Don Toliver too. Shout out to Don Toliver. Yeah,
man.
I'm listening to him crazy right now. That Lovesick album is insane.
Yes, sir.
I just want to be versatile.
Versatile.
Yeah, that's mainly it. But I want to have lyrics that relates to other people outside that's not looking inside of it. Yeah.
You just want to be different. And
that's
I
it.
Appreciate
that's it. I want to look different. I want my
right.
guys to look different. I want to be original and generic, you know?
You know, and talk about that too, just always trying to come up with the new thing rather than following the same trend. You know what I'm saying? Does that get tiring after a while? Just
okay, so for an artist like me, it don't get tiring, and you can ask any artist this, it don't get tiring.
Don't get tired. You just try to find
because
a new wave.
Yeet right now is I'm feeling Yeet.
Yeah, I love
and
that.
his production and the way he just makes a song.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So
I feel you.
I always want to be up to date. So that's why my music might change, but that's why it might stay the same too.
Right. I feel you. I feel you. And obviously too, you know, your boys are here. We're gonna be bringing them in soon.
Yes, sir.
So talk to me about a little bit about before they come in and we bring them in here. Talk to me about the origin story behind that and how the Wick Boyz all started.
Okay, so my guy right here, Young Sinatra, he actually came up with the name.
Okay.
And he was, and he wanted to be like, okay, Wick Boyz, that's the brand, that's the name, that's what we gonna represent.
Right.
And we all followed. We all just follow. But we just all have different types of music because some of the music we make, we don't even like.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
I feel like that's how it's supposed to be. Though.
Exactly. So right now we're just trying to figure out if we want to.
Right.
We still gonna be a team.
Right.
But we're just figuring out if we want to.
The components.
Exactly.
Like that,
exactly.
Right? How to put it together.
Exactly. So that's the only thing right now.
Right.
Yes, sir.
And probably my last question before they come in here for you is,
yes, sir.
You know, obviously with this album coming out, everything releasing, you know, what have you learned about yourself within this creative process, and what do you want people to learn from not only your music but from you and how you've evolved musically and as a person over time?
Right. Thank you. That's a great question.
No problem.
I just want everybody out there to know that they can do whatever they want.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Because I've been doing this for 15 years. Right. And now I'm just getting exposure. You get what I'm saying? So it comes from what you want, and it comes from how hard you work for it.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So if you have a passion, chase it.
Chase
it. That's it.
Definitely. Listen, we're gonna shut the cameras off. We're gonna bring the boys in here. We're gonna get
a
few minutes in to talk to them, and then, you know, my boy Persian X, this thing's gonna come out, man.
Thank you.
Standout podcast.
Kiana coming out.
Kiana coming out. Make sure you get that.
Follow me, Persian.
Go ahead, man. Tell them.
Persian _X_. Follow me. Kiana coming out. Wick Boyz tape coming out. EP. Everything. SoundCloud. All platforms.
Right. Definitely, man. I'm not gonna exit out yet. We're gonna bring them in, and then I'll exit it out when they come in. All right.